as my co-caster. So here we go. Game number 2. We got the initial bans of Clanks, Tremble, Midas, and Fade here. So a couple of reactions to the previous game, Midas and Fade. However, Ophelia picked up into a Behemoth, and then a Warbeast coming into Moira, and then there's a Pebbles now just happening from X-Sync. But they get their Warbeast Ophelia combo, and that's always very scary to see, especially in X-Sync's hands here.
Yeah. I think now we're going to see a more standard lineup from both sides. I mean, Ophelia Warbeast on Sync, definitely something we've seen a lot more recently.
Mm-hmm. And that's,
of course, we suppose. Yeah.
Well, whenever they bust this out, it's like you know they're serious. You know they're here to play and they're here to win in the end. So not that they're never serious by any means, but again they maybe have some fun with other games. Especially if they know that their opponent's maybe not as experienced, if you want to call it. So, but they're here to win today, and they even picked the Pebbles on top of that, which I'm sure will end up in Mickey's hands even. So, yeah. I am worried for Reason Gaming right now, honestly. So we'll see how they match up against them, though. I mean, what do you think of Reason's lineup so far? Like, does it actually match up pretty well, you think, against the Warbeast, Ophelia, and Pebbles that we're seeing here?
I mean, the Behe generally is a pretty strong pick against those heroes that control a lot of minions around them. Yeah, and tends to do very nice against those lineups. But yeah, I'm just a little bit afraid because the Kizu is known to scout a lot with his wolves on Warbeast, and that could really come into cost on a Behemoth especially.
Yeah, most certainly. He is definitely known for gaining good vision with those Hellhounds, and yeah, for a hero that wants to kind of catch you off guard and surprise you with a big shockwave, that could be of an issue for sure. For the Behemoth right there, but yeah, man, you see the and that's just on record what Quincy has going back to the beginning of Hunter Season 3, but head-to-head, Sync are winning this matchup 28-13 overall record here, but they have played quite a bit as time has gone on. Just these two teams alone, so know each other very well. The cores of the team have been pretty similar, of course, for both sides, so stat definitely stands pretty true there. Anyways, the fourth pick now going to be happening after what is a Magnus Rhapsody, Sandwraith Torturer, and Parasite in a Bubbles bands coming out here. So they need a support in a short lane carry, you'd think, here. Side of X-Sync.
Yeah, I wouldn't even wonder if they go for the Drunken Master themselves. Pretty good pick against pretty much all of the Hellborn heroes right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they've actually, Drunken again in general has kind of been brought back a little bit. You mentioned good against Moira, good against Swiftblade. Is Drunken, are you ever surprised to see a Drunken Master, or is he just a good hero on, I guess, the heroes that we see, like a Moira and a Swiftblade quite a bit? Like, does it make sense to see him?
Yeah, it definitely does make sense. And I mean, the hero is very strong. It doesn't even matter if he actually counters a hero or not. It's just a strong hero in general. And yeah, I mean, the damage negation, yeah, it's really strong as well. But Wretched Hag, definitely a solid pick here as well.
That is their carry option on the side of X-Sync, and kind of makes sense though to where they got the Warbeast and more of their physical carry presence for the eventual late game, where maybe getting another one would have been an overkill for that. I want more of a mobile, magic damage intensive one that could be involved earlier on, and well, Hag kind of fits that pretty well. So it was probably her, maybe a Dr. Repulsor came to mind. Is Doctor still there? Doctor is not. Where the hell is Doctor? There he is. Okay, yeah, he is still on the board. But they went for the Hag instead. Prisoner. And they'll respond with a Prisoner. Will Reason Gaming. You like the Prisoner?
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, it's pretty good against Hag in general, and Definitely good against the pushing strategy from Sync as well.
Hmm.
Catching someone off guard, hooking them in, and then causing a bit confusion to let the BT initiate properly onto them.
That snap pick Nymphora. Yep, they knew what they were doing. And I wouldn't be surprised if Recent Gaming kind of is known as well. I mean, you could argue, well, maybe they would have banned the Nymphora if they really knew, but they didn't. So we'll see how they are able to deal with that. It's not easy. I mean, you can't really just sit here and say, oh yeah, they should do this obvious thing to deal with an Nymphora Pebbles combo, especially with the players that are playing it, but they're going to have to here, as Puppet Master is the final pick, by the way, for a reason. So, the overall drafts are completed. What do we think here as far as both teams' drafts here, Squirry?
I'm not the biggest fan of the Puppet pick, especially against heroes like Pebbles and Hag. It's just so easy with those heroes to jump him, even though they have a Moira in the background. I feel like he's going to have a suffer time, especially in those team fights. Mm-hmm. And yeah, overall, I think Hellborn team is relying a little bit too much on Tenkafet getting those huge ultis off, while the Legion team has a lot of split push potential. And yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they really capitalize on that and get those early towers and then snowball from there.
It's usually the game plan. This is very stay green style, you know. The more I'm actually looking at this Legion lineup, it really does scream stay green as far as what they were really knowing to run themselves. So, but at the same time, you know, X-Sync is kind of, you know, adapted to that as well and themselves. Of course, they were a team. So, I mean, there's a couple things. Obviously, they even had experience playing against them somewhat, but then, you know, of course, Keizu used to even play with Zonomelon Z-Freak back in the earlier Stay Green days. And so it makes sense how they would almost adapt similar strategies and similar ideas to them that they had. So, but, yeah, this is just a very balanced team. They got the physical carrier, they got the magic carrier, they got push, they got a lot of gank. They got heal support. I mean, really, it's just all there. It's like they got it all. So that's great for X-Sync, and good luck dealing with that. You mentioned, yeah. So you didn't like the Puppet Master pick. Maybe he gets the Pebble. So why? Just because he's too squishy, or what was the reason there?
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty much that. And I mean, they do have some damage on the Hellborn side, but with Nymph and Ophelia keeping them alive, I think it's going to be really tough to kill anyone of the Legion side. And yeah, I rather would have seen something more physical, to be honest. I mean, sure, Legion's going to build armor for sure, but they already have the Swiftblade and the Behemoth. So I feel like they had enough magic damage. They just needed some... I don't even know what they needed. They needed some more damage.
They needed a hero that didn't exist.
Something that sustains better within fights. Nothing that just gets jumped and then one-shotted. I feel that's the wrong route to go.
Maybe a Shadow Blade would have been good here.
Yeah, Shadow Blade would be perfect here, but
of course you'd say that.
But Shadow Blade is perfect in every scenario. So
yeah, that's true. Yeah, no, I could have seen Shadow Blade here, honestly. Been a pretty good pickup, but I don't know if we've ever seen Imba Boy play the Shadow Blade, to be fair, so maybe
I don't actually think so, yeah.
You know, maybe a more realistic one that I could have seen Imba Boy playing, it was maybe like a Gemini? Would have been good here, actually. We saw him earlier, too, in that Complexity series.
Yeah, Gemini could have definitely worked well against the split push as well. And yeah, I definitely would have favored that over the Puppet Master.
All right, they're stuck with what they got, unfortunately, so we'll see how they manage to work with it as both teams are ready to go now. So here we go again, game number 2 coming at us. You win this, you guarantee a larger chunk of that prize pool. Ultimately, it was approximately around $25,000 here for the Diamond Division, I believe it was, for cycle number 1. So both these teams not only competing for that, but also the title of Cycle 1 champions for Han Tour Season 4 and the points. The points, as always, for Han Tour add up into the end of the season to eventually to deem how you settle and ultimately whether you qualify for the World Finals or the playoffs or whatnot. So a lot definitely on the line here. Speaking of scouting with the Wolves, Keizu is doing just that here. Going to see the Hellborn team roaming in their own jungle. As X-Sync, though, they're also playing pretty aggressive here. Are they going to man up, actually? For it? No, they're not going to do that. No, just simply getting wards down, it looks like. Or maybe?
Is Puppet staying bottom? Yeah.
That's what I'm wondering. So, Puppet is down here. Yeah, no, okay. I was actually looking at Sync, honestly, but no, Reason Gaming actually is manning up. Huh. Against X-Sync here. So, if
So it
they...
looks like,
Okay, so yeah, what do you think?
looks like Ophelia is going to go Direwoods at least, which is going to play out pretty nicely. Because with the Nymph and Pebbles in mid, they're going to get easy kills on the Prisoner.
Well, they're going to have to deal with a roaming Behemoth and Moira, apparently. As look at this, they're coming over. This could be a big clash here in the middle lane right now. X-Sync, they're going to pick up on it here, but will they react to it well enough? The Poland successful. Insania, nice seal stun. What a seal stun from Insania.
Oh, the block.
Oh, is that a block? It is. Yeah, he just can't squeeze on through. Wow. Yeah, he gives him credit as well. Totally. That was pretty good though. I mean, it was a great zeal stun, but yeah, the block was just happened to be perfect.
Yeah. Perfectly executed by Reason there, and especially curious to tank effect there. That was a really insane block.
Ooh, Quincy pointing out there. I guess Tankafet hasn't had the greatest Behemoth success. He's 0-3 with it, actually. Well, great start there, and it could get better. Nymph4 wants to get in trouble, but no, he blocks off his team there. And now he's trying to survive, and he's going to die. Maybe? Yep, tank effect goes down. So from a great block to an unfortunate mistake right there, and now Pebbles, he's actually looking to turn on the Moira all of a sudden. This is a 2 versus 3 that they're losing right now. Moira's going to go down as Ophelia coming in with a flank. The finish on will cut in for. What is going on? It's mid-wars, baby. Prisoner. He goes down, though. It's a hat trick for Mickey. You do not want to be giving hat tricks to Mickey this early on in the game. Wow. That's not good.
Oh, tank of it. He did a big play, and then he killed pretty much killed 2 of his teammates. He blocked off Prisoner in the start, so he couldn't reach the Nymphora. And then he blocked off Prisoner again, so he couldn't run away.
Yeah, that's the dangers of a Behemoth. You're not, you got to be really careful for the blocking of your teammates as well. And unfortunately, kind of backfired there. I do love the banter, I gotta say. But maybe some more practice coming out from Insania at the end. You know it's all in good fun, but that was pretty clever, actually. Anywho, so, okay, but looking at what's now happened here, again, they gave up, now not only are they got the blows, which is great, but now they're down 3-2, but all 3 of the kills happen to go to Pebbles as well. I mean, that got him his bottle right away. He's having the glowing red hands to work with. They need to do something about this here. But what? What do they do?
I would capitalize on bottom. I would leave mid as it is right now. Like, they already... I mean, they just lost a, 1-minute fight or something, 3v2. And, yeah. They should exactly do what they're doing right now with tank of at bottom. They should try to kill the hag and increase the farm on Puppet.
You see Matthias, he's almost like he's scouting for the Behemoth, but Tankafet doing a pretty good job of hiding right there. Now he's running in, but I don't think they're going to get anything out of this. Hag, oh, the show hit, actually. They choose not to commit for it, though. Interesting. Maybe they could have actually tried something there. Meanwhile, top lane, however, how about that? Zane taking out Keizu as Swiftplay gets the kill onto Warby. So watching the bottom action, sure enough, Zane's the one that gets a kill out of it all. at the top. Is that surprising to you, or just Swiftblade get a
That
kill?
that must have been Kizu just being too comfortable in his lane. I mean, they were just pretty much farming on each other's bag. So, yeah, if he gets a spin off and Kizu underestimated the damage, then he can definitely get a kill out of it. And now he's level 6, so it's going to be even more dangerous for Kizu to be up top.
Middle lane, ooh, trying to set up a hook right there. Nice pressure from Insania, though, kind of boxes out Prisoner from getting a good hook off. And Mickey is going to be more than fine. Again, he got the hat trick to start. He got him a very early bottle here, as well as now boot. So that's going to just snowball. At least that's the idea, and it looks like it kind of is. He's 31 and 14 creep farm, by far the best in the game with where he's at right now. So they're trying to address it. You mentioned what should they do? Well, maybe try to make action happen in the bottom lane. And they tried, and obviously didn't work out. And he's back here once again, but Hag's playing a little too safe, it looks like, for him to actually get anything. But I guess Puppet is getting some okay farm. Man, 24 and 20. Emma Boy's on top of the denies here. This bottom lane. Is that something like... Oh, it's actually top, yeah.
It's not going to go for him.
Oh, he waited a little too long. Too risky.
Oh, bottom lane.
And back to bottom. Sure enough, Hag going down there. Behemoth, oh my god, he's going to live. For now.
Yeah, Ophelia incoming.
Yep.
Not gonna get ore.
Oh my god, he's alive still somehow. Wow. Is he actually gonna live? He is. You know, and here I was about to say, he should have actually just let himself die because he doesn't want to give Ophelia more farm. But boy, would I have looked stupid if I did that. This Tankafet is a better player than I am. And he actually makes the escape. Well played.
Yeah. Definitely the thing that they needed to kill the Hag. And it's not looking too bad for them. I mean, even though Mika has a fantastic start, again, Messera is keeping up his form in mid, sitting on nearly 300 GPM. And yeah, Zane and Imbaboy just free farming on their lanes, so it's not looking too grim for them.
Yeah, no, it's actually looking not too bad at all for Recent Gaming. It's just the pebbles, really, and especially in Mickey's hands, it's definitely something to be scared of. I know, I think especially with a start like this, I mean, Mickey doesn't lose generally on pebbles, but especially when he has an insane start like this, I would like to believe that it's near undefeated, if not that. So it's not good news, but Zlapt is doing miserably. Oh, really? Oh, what is he doing? He's 155 GPM. Yeah, he isn't doing that well, is he? When it comes to his farm. Huh, I haven't really been watching a whole lot of him, but I don't know. Has he maybe been trying to be a little too active middle lane or something? Or why is he
I feel like he was forced to just roam too much. I mean, it was the Moira and the B constantly roaming and making their way through all lanes. And while he was starting off in the enemy woods, he then was kind of forced to go his own woods, and in his own woods he can't go with those two scams as they're farming them right now, because they were stacked. So yeah, he didn't have the best time, but Pebbles for him even more so increasing.
Yeah, I mean, this is ridiculous. He's gonna have a portal key if this just keeps up at this pace, which, you know, give and take, in about 2 minutes or so. It's going to be about, worst case, around a 10-minute portal key, and he actually went a decent amount of build-up. I mean, he went Steam Boots, a Power Supply, a Bottle, as Nymphora, by the way. Oh, Swiftblade. I don't know about this. Oh my god, he's going to live! Never mind. Regidak blinks in with the Sonar Scream to secure the job. You see Nymphora, the Fisher stun, but right after the heal was used. Nymphora and that timing. The level 3 volatile pod, by the way, keeps him alive. And this is actually something we've seen on Nymphora's, I feel like, again, not a popular hero nowadays, but we don't see the Grace of the Nymph anymore. They like to actually level up the volatile pod with the Zeal stun, and we see that here in Insania.
Yeah, I like to get one skill into the W, but considering the great start Pebbles had, he was able to buy so much build up that he doesn't really need the extra mana.
Well, address the pebbles at all costs. Works out right there. Great job, especially, I mean, that was great timing, not only because it's just before he was actually getting the portal key, but with his farm, but his support happened to be back at base, and I think they kind of knew that Nymphora may have been going back because she was pretty low. That was going to be a good time to go for it, and they were right. So that's a huge kill for Reason Gaming right here. And we're not going to see the 10-minute portal key now as a result.
Yeah, it's going to delay him by quite a bit. And another big hook coming out. But not going to kill Nymph this time.
You know, hindsight, sure, but got to ask Query, do you think Pebbles may have overdone it with a full power supply here? Could have instead just went straight portal key after the bottle and the steam boots, or was it worth to get the power supply?
I don't think he has a team necessarily to capitalize on the PK that early. I mean, while the Hellborn team has those rotating heroes and you always have to be scared of where they are right now, he pretty much only has an under-leveled Ophelia, Suicide War Beast, and yeah, well, a hack with no form, so it's not going to be easy for him to set up those kills alone. So I definitely agree, even delaying the PK a little bit isn't too bad for him.
Okay. Well, even after that death and everything, I was guessing around the 10-minute mark. He still might even have it basically just after, even though he died in the process. So really just goes to show you how much farming. They also have obviously doing a great job, too, of stacking camps for him, making sure of that. And Nymphora, you know, sometimes we'll see whenever a team tries this combination of the Nymphora Pebbles, it's a very powerful one, of course. But the Nymphora won't be level 6 when Pebbles gets the portal key, and then it's kind of awkward. It's like, oh, she's level 4, so now you need to get her levels. So it kind of takes it. But no, she's level 6. He just got his portal key. They're good. They're going to go. I mean, they're going to start making plays now, basically, as he gets this delivered. So I'm looking at the map right now. Nothing's very obvious. They don't really have the most aggressive vision just yet. Of course, it's still very early on. Well, they maybe try to go behind Prisoner. No, top lane. They're going top.
Yeah, right decision.
Yep. There we go.
Warbeast is cut off. They don't have the damage.
Oh, you're maybe. Yes, they do. The auto attacks are enough, but it might come at a cost here. As Mickey in trouble. Oh my God, the Voodoo Puppet's out. Yeah, he will end up going down. So ends up being a 1-for-1. Well, it makes it a 2-for-1 actually. Moira was picked up. Bat Blast coming out. It hit Behemoth. Hasted Wretched Hag. Trying to finish off. No, the deny from Zane coming out before Wretched Hag could secure the job. Well played. You're right, though. Kaiser got cut off as he was running over in ulti form by some supporting cast, and that definitely kind of screwed up the whole idea from X-Sync. And now it could get worse, actually. Warby's in trouble, and he is going to go down. So Reason Gaming, I mean, they lost Puppet, but I think you'd say they came out on top there.
Yeah, that was a huge turn. And, I mean, Legion used a lot of ultis. I mean, they used Hag ulti, they used the... Well, Warbeast not so big, but they also used Ophelia ulti just now. And Nymph ulti is going to be on cooldown for another around 20 seconds now. So, yeah, they can just play a bit more safe now.
Yeah, I know they have a little bit of a window here, and Pebbles is farming middle in the meantime anyway, so as long as he's somewhere on the map, you can feel at least somewhat comfortable, of course. As Envisrune bottled up by Swiftblade in the meantime. But Prisoner is actually leading for his team. In fact, he just got his portal key, so Masera going to definitely have to be a pretty big impact here. He's 2-1-3, so actually he's been doing pretty well in that middle matchup. Swiftblade, look at this. He's going to spot Nymphora and Pebbles. And I wonder if they try to TP right here. Oh, in fact, here goes Behemoth. Oh, where are they going to go for? They saw Behemoth running over.
They will not get the Pebbles, so I don't think they have the damage for...
Prisoner? Okay, yeah, he's going to come in. The Shockwave as he's being pulled. The Prison Break, and it is enough. So, yeah, Prisoner being there did it in, and now Nymphora actually. One auto attack. Pebbles, Behemoth, chases him down and gets the kill. And Behemoth is going to live, actually, in the end. Beautiful gank from Reason. Set up there. Invisrune.
Yeah, Prisoner just managing to finish his PK and using it right away. It's pretty good.
How about Hag pushing the bottom tower in the meantime?
Yeah, that was really good. I felt like they could have poured it and maybe gotten a return kill or two, but this is fine as well. I'm just a bit curious about the Alk Bones and Puppet Master as he's dying.
Oh, yeah. Did not notice that until you said it. I mean, especially against an Amphora Pebbles. And this is Imboboy, man. This is not a carry player I would expect. Like, if you went this, I would be like, oh, it's Squirry, man. Like, he's new on the scene. Like, we don't really know much about this guy yet. He's still learning. And he does some radical things. But Imboboy, I mean, it's so routine, I feel like, with his builds and everything. Why is he going Alkbones?
I mean, I guess he's trying to counter the Ophelia, but I mean, that is just so greedy, really. That's just, I don't know. I feel like, I mean, he just died 2 times now from the Nymph port, and that he doesn't feel the pressure that he needs any survivability. It's kind of awkward.
Oh, man, that was a huge jump from Pebbles right there. The Swift Slash is coming out. It was level 2, so some good bounces there, though. And beautiful prison break, though, in response. Masera was absolutely huge that fight. In comes a double damage retro attack to help clean up. One more auto attack kills Swiftblade right there. And Reason came in winning this fight Swiftblade go down, so actually, Reason came in. Moira, nice job with the charge of Harkon going pretty up front there, but is going to end up falling. Hat trick for Matthias in the long run, but the shockwave to secure the kill onto him. So a lot of back and forth bout right there. Got a little mixed up on the teams even. But in the end, well, I guess numbers-wise, it was pretty close in the end right there, to be fair. But I think Reason did come out on top, numbers-wise at least. So a lot of back and forth, though, in that battle.
Yeah, pick on Behemoth.
There you go.
Yeah. Masera doing them big plays, and yeah, if it wasn't for him landing that beautiful hook, they definitely would have lost that fight.
What do we think Warbeast is getting here, by the way? Especially knowing that KZ's playing in. I know he's an advocate of, like, Puzzle Box. Oh, Nymphora? Yeah, she's dead. Did she TP in? No, that was just simply being there. But anyways. Warbeast, okay, he actually gets a Shrunken, or a Mighty Blade, so probably going to be Shrunken. Okay, so we know that at least, but what do you think he should go for after the Shrunken head here?
I would like the Basher. Simply because he deals so much damage to the Puppet Master. He can just be in his face and lock him down. And Puppet literally can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for the Puppet, then definitely for the Swift Blade. So, yeah, that item definitely counters 2 of their main heroes.
All right, we'll see what KZ does go for here. And another kind of carry option on their side, of course, Matthias on Hag. Had a little bit of a struggle in the start here with the laning phase, but now he's about 323 gold per minute. Looks like he's going the Hellflower route. You like that choice here?
I do like the item itself, but I feel like he should just sit on the 1 Arcana and then finish his BKB, or go for the BKB rather.
Look at the bottom lane, by the way. What a response from Reason. They're going to get both. Cost them a kill on Behemoth, but they'll gladly take that every day of the week. Middle tower is killed by Ophelia in the meantime. Gets credit for the Legion team right there, but good counter once again for Reason Gaming. And I got to say, Masera's on top of it, man. He's 4-1-9 here on this Prisoner. They needed him especially to have a great game here, and he's definitely pulling through at least. And making sure that this game doesn't get out of hand, basically. Some great jumps here, so.
Yeah, but this is the potential of the Legion lineup. I mean, they just capitalized on that and got the mid tower, put some pressure on top tower as well. And yeah, even though I feel like that was definitely a good turn, Sync is still playing it to an extent where they getting more out of it than Reason Gaming does with the turns.
Yeah. God, I'm still so stuck on this Alchemist Bones, man. On Puppet Master. It's just so funky to me, seeing an Imboboy and when he picked it up, and it's just against what he's going against. It's like if they had like a Dark on the other side that was like, it was like made a point of, okay, this is going to be a late game, let me just get really greedy early on, sure, but yeah. Or even if they had a Parasite, at least there'd be that value. But yeah, Ophelia, I don't know if Ophelia is enough value to actually warrant going in Alchemist Bones compared to a Parasite at least. But
yeah, it is very questionable indeed.
Imboboy thinks so. Let's see if it pays off here. Speaking of Shrunken, by the way, Pebbles is also going for a Shrunken. There's a lot of those coming out this game. You got him, Warbeast, Prisoner on the other side, as we mentioned. So, do you think Mickey should go the Shrunken here, or maybe a little bit more of an aggressive item, or?
No, I think it's fine. I mean, the Hellborn pretty much consists only of lockdown. So as long as they, are immune to that, they're gonna win all fights. And especially against the Behe, they're just negating a lot of damage from that.
Top lane Hag. There's a lot of Reason players up here. But I don't know if they're going to be able to actually jump or get anything out of this unless she goes to the next creep wave, which she's not. However, Behemoth, kind of charged in, saw her and ran away immediately, so never mind. Right there. Oh, they tried to catch Behemoth. Porting in with Nymphora, unfortunately just a little bit late. And Tankafet too quick right there with getting away, so the teleport going to be on cooldown now for 70 more seconds. Uh-oh, middle lane, Behemoth jumping in, though. Gets his War Beast, but he goes ulti for him, looking to help turn this right now as Pebbles happens to be here. Finds Prisoner. Prisoner is fairly tanky, pops a Prison Break. He goes down, though. Here comes Zane on Swiftplay. Level 14, by the way. He's spinning in. Voodoo Puppets out, but the big Bat Blast in the background. Puppet Master already nearly dead. A couple more auto protection to it. There's the Chuck to finish him off. Pebbles will get away in the background. He has the mana buff on him. And the speed buff on top of that. As the buyback on a Prisoner, by the way, is looking to do some more work. But Behemoth ends up falling. It's a hat trick for Mickey. And now Prisoner, once again after a buyback, could be in trouble right here. Being slowed by the Hunt. He drops the Portakey. He's going to go for the juke right here. The move. No, he couldn't do it. Good attempt, but no cigar. And Matthias ends up killing him off as now X-Sync, they pull off a big lead here all of a sudden in Game 2.
Yeah, and that all started out by Kizu scouting the Behemoths with his wolves. I mean, they knew they were going to jump mid, and then they executed it perfectly with the Pebbles jump in the background. So, yeah, that was really well played by Sync.
Yeah. Oh, never the kill. Pebbles! He almost ended up dying because he didn't actually kill Moira there like he thought he was. Oh, and that would have really been something. But Tankafet, unfortunately, good attempt, but just out of range to snipe him out. Yeah, you're right. That was scouting it, and then also they jumped the War Beast, and they weren't even able to kill him off the bat, probably because the Prisoner got countered pretty quickly right there when he was coming in to assist to secure that kill. So good find, and the scouting of the Hellhounds, definitely glad you did point that out, because that most certainly is something that maybe we don't think about a lot when we think of War Beast, but especially in the hands of a player like Kizu. He's on top of it, using it as essentially what is mobile wars. You know, we talk about all the time how Shiver is such a powerful tool, and Tundra, we happened to see him last game even. But yeah, War Beast actually has that power as well, really. In fact, two of them. With the Hellhounds because of the invis factor. So sure, they can't fly over cliffs, but they're pretty fast, and they ideally won't be seen most of the time. So, movable wards, pretty powerful tool. And he likes them.
Kizu is formed. He just picked up the BKB, and I think nearly the better. And by the way, Imba Boy, I think he bought a recipe of a shroud, and been sitting on that for like 4 minutes now.
Boy is a little off today. I'll just say that. Hulk Bones buying recipes.
I mean, I'm not sure, but from the gold he has and he had before, and I'm fairly sure I saw the recipe buying, so...
I think he just still needs a broadsword. I think you're right. He just didn't actually finish the whole item here. He's going to buy the broadsword here, and then, yeah, there you go.
And then he has it, right?
I mean...
Yeah.
Sure. Pattern before broadsword, I guess, kind of makes sense. Not really. Anyways. Yeah, no, this is, I mean, obviously, and I say it almost in a joking manner, but at the same time, you know, it seems a little different today. I don't know if he just felt like trying something new today completely just because or whatever the deal is, but he does have the Assassin Shroud now, though, and that's definitely an item you expect to see on a Puppet Master, just usually earlier. Good to see nonetheless, because it is obviously great synergy with the hero. And worth getting no matter what build you want to go for. Top lane, though, their secondary tower is lost as they're pushing the bottom there. So X-Sync is going to keep controlling the map right here pretty well. 24 minutes in. Hellflower finished on Matthias. You mentioned him picking up, going for that. Now, you were talking about that, actually. You almost would have liked to see him just sit on the one Arcana and then go for something else.
Yeah, I would have preferred then to do just a Hellborn lineup. But, I mean, it's a fine choice since he's not really the one that's jumping in straight away. He's just waiting for the puppet to get his spells off, as we saw last fight, and then trying to burst him down.
So what would
with
you
the
have
Hellflower,
rather
it's
seen
fine.
then?
I would have rather seen just the Arcana and then straight BKB.
Okay. Oh, and he could have used it right here, but he actually is going to get away. Invis popped. He happened to have that bottled up. You see Swiftblade. No, going to be stopped by the Hellflower. Beautiful cancel of the TP. However, they are not going to be able to counter for a kill, as the backup just wasn't there. So it's more of a frustration there for Zayn rather than actually being a big deal. But still well played by Matthias in the end. That's something it is good for, as we see.
Yeah, nicely by Slep though, keeping him alive, and yeah, I don't think Reason expected that, as they backed off immediately when they thought Hack would die. So yeah, really nice heal keeping Matthias alive.
Up here, Behemoth. He's trying to get more farm himself. I mean, he's sitting on a major totem. You see even more kind of protecting him, at least here for that idea. So I guess the tablet are just trying to get on him. But actually, I wonder if it's going to be a Void Talisman. I know that's an item that we have seen a lot more of lately. And you do have like a War Beast over here, so... Do you think Void would be good this game?
I mean, sure, it's good against War Beast and probably Ophelia, but I don't think it's an item that he necessarily needs at this point. It's not the playmaking item that they need to turn around this game. I feel like a Storm Spirit would have been way better to just secure that the puppet doesn't get jumped immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel like it's core.
Yeah, Storm Spirit, a little bit more gold and maybe just not really farming the best, though. Ophelia is going to be jumped here initially, but Pebbles quickly counters on a Behemoth and gets a kill. Bat Blast in the background, by the way. Puppet Master, there's that Hellflower applied, jumps him. You see Puppet just going to stand his ground, auto attack. It's not enough in the end, though. He goes down. Look at the poor man's portal key, by the way. On a Warbeast, throws him in and says, get in there, dog. Unfortunately, can't chase anybody down, though, and it will settle for the 2-for-1. So now Kongor is probably, yes, here we go. Kongor of interest now, the Brutalizer, as we see, finished on Warbeast.
And they have everything they need. They have everything they need to finish up this game, and they know that. They take an easy Kongor now, and then they will go for probably the base.
Yeah, we'll see what they do after, but it's not even guaranteed just yet, actually. Someone down a lot. In fact, the hook, it's going to miss right there, but are they going to jump to try to steal? No, they're not. In fact, Pebble says get in there. Throws in Prisoner. Prisoner gonna... Is he dead? Yeah. No, he's not dead, actually. He's in the Arcane Vortex. Meanwhile, Swift Slash is still in the background. It takes out Prisoner. Or, wait, what happened there? That was Hag. Hag got the token. She ends up dying. She blinked in. Okay, catching up here. Prisoner does go down, though. This fight will continue. Sync chasing. Nice chuck right there. The Skeleton King gets it in range to hit the net. And Swiftblade will end up falling. He does not have a buyback. Behemoth going to be caught as well. He, too, will fall. And he, too, does not have a buyback. Sync just going all the way into the base right here. They're looking to finish it now. They get a GG called. We'll see if it is 100% official. It absolutely is. X-Sync will take the series 2-0 over Reason Gaming here in this best of 3. They're going to the grand finals. Reason Gaming will have to play Complexity tomorrow in the losers bracket finals to see if whether or not they can get a rematch here in the grand final. So congratulations to X-Sync, though. Impressive victories, definitely. Game 1, a little bit of a scare, pulled through in the end of a crazy base race game. Game 2, got the control. Again, you could just tell it was a very routine game for them, it felt like, with their picks and then the way they played it, too. So well played and deserving of it. Square, final thoughts here?
Yeah, I totally agree to what you just said. It's just really impressive performance, and especially Mikke. He deserves a lot of credits in this game. He's done fantastic with his chocks and just overall gameplay. And yeah, they had the right plan going into this game just wanted to play it safe, and that's exactly what they did, and they did it really well.
Yeah, they did, and looking as strong as always here. And obviously, as understandable, we did. there had to be one more. Understandable that going into the season, or a lot of interest was around the Sync team for a little bit of the lack of practice as of late. But also Matthias, being a new member on the team, and how that was going to work out with Flensmeister being removed and everything. And Mikke, we weren't even sure if Mikke was going to be part of the team until the season then started. But hey, it's just the old Sync once again. It's these guys, especially when it comes to these online events here, the Haunt Tour and everything, they are just a very, very scary team. It is definitely a lot about how that transitions, though, into the later part. It's still a long time away, sure, but obviously when it comes to the LAN success, that's where it's been a little bit short for them. But the online events, they definitely got it down and got it taken care of. So they start off Cycle 1 here very dominant once again. Not over just yet, but they are in the grand finals. And we'll match up against, again, the winner of now Reason Gaming versus Complexity here. So I'm going to update the brackets here real quickly in a second. But, yeah, so, I mean, that pretty much, though, brings us to our conclusion for today. Another fun day in the books right here, as we had the two best-of-3 series that both of them end up in 2-0 victories, but both were definitely entertaining, however, and that's always what you hope for on the coverage here on the cast. And want to also thank you, Squirry, for joining me, first time cast, and I thought you did a great job here, so